These basket weave bands are knitted right along with the main knitting. This area is what they finish to. But I decided that I would like a slightly firmer edge. And if you find yourself in such a situation, here's one of several ways to do it. I'm unraveling my swatch to do this because I was a little bit short of yarn. I'm going to use a slip stitch, otherwise known as a chain stitch, depending on whether you crochet or only knit, into every other row of the edge. So I've just worked into this one, skip this one, on the very edge of the next row up. Here's the only tricky part, this right here. I'm adjusting the tension because I don't want it to shorten the edge, nor do I want it to allow the edge to droop, and that's something you just have to learn to feel. Next row, I'll skip that one, work into the very edge piece of yarn on the following row. Skip, work. This particular sweater is a little bit more challenging than most because the nature of basket weave means that sometimes I'm working into knit stitches and sometimes into purl stitches, and they look a little bit different along the edge. After you've done the work, they look exactly the same. But before, not so much. And if you did not like the fact that the edges looked different where the knits and the purls are, that would be another reason to engage this technique. One more thing you should note, along the edges of knitting, we have tight little areas called knots and longer areas called bars. Every other row alternates. It's not nearly as obvious on basket weave as it is on stockinette because the continuous changing in direction of the stitches mutes the difference. But that's a knot. It's tight. This is a bar. It's looser and easier to work into. And you can get good results doing either one. But for this particular project, it's in a cotton yarn. And of course it lofted and shrunk a little after washing. I'm having an easier time in getting a nice result working into the bars, the looser stitches at the edge. There's a knot. That would be hard to work into. There's a bar. Stopped partway around. There's where my tool is. So that you could see another reason that you might want to use this technique. See, the band with the buttons on it is tending to droop a little bit, while the other one is lying just as we want. The band is not too long. It's actually knitted to be just a hair shorter than the main knitting, but the cotton fabric is so soft that you get the effect you see on the button band without reinforcing it. This happens pretty often for various reasons to vertically knitted bands, and the technique I'm showing you is a great solution.